We have the tech to get food delivered in 15 minutes, but we all have horror stories about buying tickets. The Game Time app gives fans the advantage. Get amazing tickets in just a few taps. Fees are included, so what you see is what you pay. And the Game Time guarantee means authentic tickets at the best price every time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets to concerts, sports, comedy, and more with Game Time. Download the Game Time app and create an account for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply.
It's so weird. This app shows that my credit score's pretty good, but I couldn't get the car loan.
Are you using myfico.com?
No, it's some other company.
Oh, you should get a MyFICO account instead. FICO scores are the ones used by 90% of lenders, and other credit scores can vary up to 100 points.
That would have been helpful yesterday.
Get the scores lenders use. Get the right FICO credit score for your credit goal, including your FICO scores used for mortgages, auto loans, and credit cards. Visit myfico.com or download the MyFICO app to get started today.
Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Bleav.
Doesn't matter if you're an Indian or if you're a Warhawk.
The ULM mention is the greatest.
This is the Bleav in the Warhawks podcast, powered by WarhawkReport.com.
With hosts Dusty Thibodeaux and Chase Regian. More important than baseball. Sorry, Ford. What on earth did I just walk into? I think I'm doing this right, but he's yelling at me, so I'm not. And so,
what are these guys always talking about?
We talk a lot about food on this podcast, and I'm going to continue to do so.
So was that actually y'all's idea? That's awesome.
Nailed the introduction, by the way. Awesome.
Thanks,
I love
Fish.
it.
Parker, you come here to the Bayou, kind of close back to home, being a Shreveport native. What do you feel you kind of bring to the table that you learned your 1 year at Clemson?
My coaches at Clemson really prepared me, really got me to another level than what I was in high school. But for me, it was taking a step back and taking a chance on myself where I can go perform. And, I feel like coming here, I joined a lot of really, really good players. We got an amazing quarterback, some really good receivers, and an amazing O-line. And I can't say enough about our running back. So, I think I bring a little bit of added depth to the outside. But I'm just really excited to make a move and get going with these guys. I love this team.
You mentioned the guys there on the outside. Nick Trujillo, I mean, that's kind of been the go-to guy. You yourself, another sure-handed, speedy receiver. What's been y'all's relationship like as y'all try to develop into a good receiving core?
Oh, yeah. So Nick actually hosted me on my visit, Nick and Aiden. So since I got here, they've been my best friends, the guys I could go to the most. Me and Nick being able to build that connection with Aiden is really going to open things up because you got to have a guy on each side. And then you even got guys like DeMarco Flint and Jav and Brandon Buckhalter back there behind us. And really it's all the core, and we're all rotating, and we're just, we love it out there. But I love Nick to death. That's my guy.
So a lot of new faces here. Who's maybe some other guys that are the fellow newbies that you've kind of clung to, maybe people like Austin Carlisle that came in from Houston or anyone like that?
Me and Austin been hanging out. He actually came back with me last weekend. So he's on the other team. You see him talking to my family over there. But Austin's my guy. Derek Jameson, new running back. I love Bryce, our new tight end. We brought in 47 new guys, so the whole team is pretty much new. And I'm even still meeting people, especially on the defensive side. But, I think Coach V really brought in a good group of people that fits in with what we already had here. And, like they say, I think this could be the best year in a long time.
Last year, 3-9. I mean, definitely not where we wanted to be. What are some things when you were on the outside looking in, still kind of going back, looking at that film, that you see hey, we've kind of fixed that this year?
Well, the first thing is Coach V, he had a lot on his plate last year. He's the AD, the head coach, and the OC. So he went and got a new OC, and this man, he's my favorite coach I've ever had. Sincerely, like Coach V is the man. And him being able to take that step back and be the head coach, that he wanted to be, I think opens up a lot more. We're bringing an amazing offensive coordinator and Coach Talto, and just overall, I think that just frees us up to be able to do a lot more. Coach Talto is the man, and our new OC. My favorite thing about him is he was a receiver, so he's actually our receivers coach. Coach Talto being a receiver and being in the receiver room with us as the OC, usually you see OCs in the quarterback room, but him being in the receiver room with us, it's really been awesome. So I love him to death. He's amazing. So I think that's a really big deal.
Everybody has to have that. Every team has to have that guy that is the one that keeps things loose. Is that you out there, or is there another guy that's kind of filled those shoes?
I like to keep things loose. But, kind of around the clock, I'd say, all of our receivers, LT Robinson, he's going to be a playmaker for us. Nick's a loose guy too. But, yeah, I like to have fun out there. You're going to see me out there kind of moving around. And I'm a white guy with glasses, so I got to do something. But, I love to have fun out there and stay loose. That's when I feel like I play my best.
So Chase obviously not here for our interview, but his only question he would have for you is what's been the place you got to go eat in Monroe?
Man, for me, I really, I'm a big Chipotle guy, so we don't have a Chipotle here, so I go to Javi P's a lot. And then brunch spot, obviously Delta Biscuit. I go there a lot, take my family there. In fact, we might go there for lunch right after this, so I love Delta Biscuit.
All right, I won't hold you up any longer than to go hit some Delta Biscuit. Thanks a lot there, Park.
I appreciate it.
Chase, I know we talked about the character of Fisher being gone, but a white guy with glasses, Parker Fulghum, I mean, that might be our new fish.
Yeah. Pretty that guy knows Monroe already, so pretty cool. I mean, he is not a looker, but maybe we need some. He's got some Rodrigo Blankenship in him, but maybe some of that's good around there.
I love how an offensive lineman is criticizing somebody's looks.
Yeah, Fish wasn't a looker either, but good teammate, good locker room guy. Glad Parker's there. Pretty cool. Heard some good things about him.
We're a women's sports school now, Chase. Softball claimed regular season conference title for softball.
Crazy.
With the sweep of Southern Miss. Adding to that, obviously the women, and we'll have head coach Rachel Pollock coming up here soon to give the insights before they head off to Tallahassee for their NCAA regional.
Very cool. Very cool.
And I learned some things in the interview that you don't necessarily have to win the regional. It's the top 5 out of each regional advance to the national championship tournament.
That's cool. How many teams? How many regionals and how many teams per regional?
6 teams, or 6 regionals, 12 teams per regional.
Golly, I'm not going to do the math, but it seems like a busy national championship.
Yeah. And it's, pairings and all the fun stuff. But she'll talk about that here in a bit there, Chase, and,
Sure.
and give you the lowdown, the inside scoop.
Yeah, cool. Excited for it.
As much as we're celebrating, getting really big trophies from Commissioner Keith Gill, rule number 1 of baseball, Chase, can't get swept.
Can't get swept. We're good at that.
No, we got swept.
Every now and then. We got swept?
We got swept.
Oh, I was just about to look up the schedule. I just assumed we didn't.
So here's the crazy thing, though. Freshman Adam Brodnick's had a great outing in game 1 on Saturday.
Wait, we got swept by Southern Miss. It's Southern Miss.
You still got to win one, Chase.
I guess so. And we got close and won. Sorry, but you were in the middle of telling us what actually happened. So
yeah,
and I probably should listen because I don't have a clue.
Adam Brodnick's true freshman, the Friday night guy. There was no Friday night game because of weather, so it was a doubleheader on Saturday. 8 innings pitched, 8.1 innings pitched, held him at bay. I mean, it was a 1-1 game, went to extra frames, and then just timely hitting by the Golden Eagles down the Warhawks in that game 1. Second game, to say the bats were ice cold, Chase, does not do it justice. The Golden Eagles tied a school record with 19 combined strikeouts of ULM batters.
Wow. At least it was only 1-3. That could get way worse.
Oh, it could have.
And in our lifetime, we've seen that get way worse a lot.
We have
so
seen
to
that.
keep them 1-2, 1-3 in the first 2 games, pretty good. Feel good about that.
And then Sunday, it really felt, even just watching the game, that it was a go through the motions, we got to get out of this place type of thing, which I get, but at the same time, we're on the struggle bus. We have a midweek this week against Mississippi Valley State before getting back into Sunbelt Conference action. But we need some wins to be able to really right the ship here.
Are we still in the running to make the Sunbelt tournament?
still in the top 10 of the Sun Belt, but it's now that you're sitting at 500 and 10 and 14 in conference play, it really starts getting into we have to win here, and the teams above us need to lose there in order to try to make it happen. And it's not going to get any easier with that long bus trip up to Huntington, your favorite city in all of America, for a 3-game set against Marshall. And then you have Troy coming to the Lou.
Man. And you really, kind of winding down baseball season a little bit here, aren't we?
Yeah. And I feel partially responsible for the implosion of baseball, Chase, because I've already made arrangements to go to Montgomery for the Sun Belt Conference tournament.
You already booked the hotel, huh? In the most superstitious sport ever. Why would you do that, Tibbs?
I got faith.
There's a 4-way tie for 10th place. You got faith. I do too, Tibbs. You know what? Hey, if we're not ULM fans, we're not doing the right thing, and we're not just blindly expecting us to, make the tournament.
Let me ask you this, though, Chase. To start the season, we were picked dead last, 14th. Even if we wind up being 14th, but knowing the season we had, is it a success, or is it like, yeah, they were right?
Well, it would be a success because it's not going to happen to be 14th like basketball was this year, where we're just, there's even if we're 13, 12, like there's just a nice, we were good at one point, you know what I mean? Like there's a nice little, yeah, but we almost got you again. And I think that's a success. If it's in my shoes, from my eyes, that's a success because we didn't win, 4 games and get dead last. I think we're doing all right. Already won double digits. We're good.
Got to get to Montgomery.
I mean, that'd be cool doing his first year, but I mean, his, Ford's expectations go up for sure. Not to say they were really low, but you never really know with the first year coach. And now it's like, all right, now you got a year, get some pitching and figure this thing out.
No doubt. Do you feel that there's equal amounts of pressure on Ryan Cross this year in basketball, knowing that, we had huge success and a lot of hype around BV in his first year. We've had a lot of hype around Scotty Fletcher his first year, and now Ford Pemberton. Does Ryan Cross have to kind of carry that torch?
I think Ryan Cross's bar is higher. He's already been here. He knows where to, he knows where to live. He knows where to. We talk about these things of like maybe causing a little bit of delay within your timeline of getting hired as a coach, but I've got much higher expectations for Ryan than I did for Phil, and I've got higher expectations for Ryan than I did for Ford or Scotty, etc. Because, in my opinion, he should be able to figure it out faster.
You think it also comes into play that he has 3-4 UAB guys on his roster this year? So I mean, he has a lot of guys that are familiar with him, that he's familiar with, and should be able to hit the ground running and get everybody else up to speed quicker.
I mean, one of the few times we've been able to look at a head coach coming in and say, you might actually be set up for more success than the guy before you, for sure. Right? Yeah. I mean, like he's got the tools in front of him. So hopefully, and again, when I'm saying expectation, I'm not saying I'm expecting him to win the Sun Belt. I'm expecting him to do what Ford's doing at minimum and be competitive within the Sun Belt and be looking for a good seed in the tournament. Number 1 seed, probably not. But up there would be nice. Miller Road would be nice at minimum.
I don't know who is really going to be good. I mean, it's still kind of early, obviously, but I couldn't tell you who's really going to be good this year in men's basketball or really even women's basketball. That fact, there was so much talent that left the league. Yeah. Last year was really a down year for the league as a whole. I mean, it was Troy and then everyone else. And I got the feeling that we might find a team that has a little bit of separation once it gets closer to the season. But right now, going into like summer workouts, it's a 14-man race.
Yeah, I don't even start to care about it until after football season anyway. So
You're such a homer. Speaking of homers, she has a really big trophy, Chase. She's going to give us the inside scoop on her program. That is women's head coach Rachel Pollock joining us now. Getting the really big trophy from Commissioner Keith Gill has been few and far between on the Bayou. But Rachel Pollock, she's made us a golf school with 2 big trophies handed to her from Commissioner Keith Gill. She joins us on the show. Coach, on the Bayou for 5 years and already 2 NCAA regionals with the second one coming up in a few weeks there at Florida State. What's been the secret of success of really having 2 conference titles in 5 years?
I think that we have a really great foundation here at ULM. I always say it's a special place with special people, and our program is surrounded by some of the best people you could ask for, whether it's our senior women administrator, Carmen Wright, academic advisor, Miranda Weed, our new athletic director, SJ Tui. We just have a lot of really incredible people surrounding our program. We have amazing facilities. We have great weather. It's kind of a recipe for success for being a really great golf school.
You talk about the great facilities. We had SJ Tui on a couple weeks back. He talked about the new driving facility and how it was potentially going to go over the football field. Did that kind of come to fruition? And have y'all maybe even tried to tell Coach Vincent he's got to step up his game?
What would you do if your online store converted 36% more shoppers? You could take 36% more vacation.
Another pina colada? Yes, please.
Open a new retail location with 36% more square feet.
Fantastic.
Hire 36% more help.
You're hired and you're hired.
Shopify has the world's best converting checkout, up to 36% better than other e-commerce platforms. What you do with those extra sales is up to you. Switch to Shopify today at shopify.com/listen and get a $1 trial. Shopify.com/listen.
Ready to buy a car, a home, or just want to take control of your money? Your FICO score matters, and 90% of top lenders use it to make decisions. Check your FICO score for free today without hurting your credit score. Visit myfico.com/free or download the MyFICO app today. MyFICO gives you the score lenders use most, plus credit reports and real-time alerts to help keep you on top of your credit. Visit myfico.com/free and take the mystery out of your FICO score.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams sale and get 30% off duration, woodscapes, and super deck products May 1st through the 11th. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
You'll start driving off while there's practices going on.
Yes, actually, we were able to kind of utilize some of the space from the old practice fields that maybe football wasn't using as much anymore because of they got turfed. But we're still sharing with soccer, which is great. I think that's something really special about a mid-major is you just kind of learn ways to make it work. You learn how to share, you learn how to be creative. So that's been amazing having that right on campus, especially for our student athletes. They don't have to travel off-site to a golf course to be able to practice. But no, I know Coach Vincent's handling business. We won't go over on the football field. They need that over there, and they'll take care of business over there.
Your second conference championship was wrapped up by a true freshman of Zoe McLean Tatten.
Yep.
I know I probably butchered that, but that's what I'm good at is butchering names. A 30-foot putt. When you saw her lining it up, were you like, oh God, please let this go in? Or were you like, yeah, she's got it?
I think at that point in the match, she was all square coming down 18. I was with her coming down the stretch, and the player from Texas State, she left her putt about 6 feet from the hole. She was probably had a 50-60 footer. So it gave Zoe a little bit of a green light to be aggressive, and we read the putt together, obviously got a good read, and she put a great roll on it and snuck it inside door. So that was really cool to kind of be on the green with her and get to share that moment together, and knowing that she is a true freshman. We've got kind of 3 more seasons to repeat, which is obviously the goal.
And obviously, it'll be your second ring, but you have 2 seniors that really kind of laid the foundation. They're getting their second one. Maybe they're upset that they don't get the fistful of rings of all 5 like you'll have here in the coming years. But what have they done to really kind of lay that foundation and get us to where we are now?
Gosh, they've been a huge part, and we filmed some stuff with ULM Warhawks a few weeks back and just talked about how important they were to the program, and they are truly the foundation. I mean, you couldn't ask for 2 better players to come in as freshmen, and they came in and contributed right away. They've played every single tournament. Johanna missed 2 because of a wrist injury, but they've played upwards of 130 rounds of golf for ULM, which is breaking all sorts of records. So they came in and made an immediate impact and just kind of set the standard moving forward. And Annie and Johanna, they're 2 of the greatest people, great golfers, great in the classroom, incredible teammates. So I couldn't have asked for 2 better seniors to kind of lead the charge into this championship.
Your next regional's coming up a little bit further than the San Antonio one you had 2 years ago. Going to Tallahassee in the Florida State, I think, as a 9 seed.
Yes.
What does it take for kind of that mid-major program to really compete in these regionals against the bigger schools, or is it a pretty level playing field?
So something that's incredible with regionals is there's 12 teams and there's 5 spots. So rankings don't matter. Even if you're playing against the number 3 school in the country, which is us against Florida, it's the top 5 teams are going to go to the national championship. So really all it is 3 days of really good golf. And I look at our team and I'm confident in our abilities. I know that it's going to take some really good golf, but I know that we have that in the bag, and it's something that we have our sights set on playing in the national championship.
In 5 years, you've seen the Bayou change a lot. What are some of the big things that you've noticed in your time? And really, you've even been exposed to ULM outside of that, coming over from Arkansas State 5 years ago.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of really exciting changes happening on the Bayou in Monroe at ULM. I think that, one, Coach Vincent's done a great job in rallying the community. Obviously, when football does well, everybody does well. And him and his wife, Holly, are an incredible asset to this university. And the way that they show up and support not just football, but every sport, whether it's women's golf, basketball, softball, baseball, all of it. They're so supportive. And then obviously, like I said earlier, it's a special place with special people. SJ's been an incredible addition. He's a big golf guy, which is awesome. But just the support, the creativity, and again, just making every athlete and every coach feel important. I think that's huge. And I love to see that, not necessarily that it's a change, but that's something that every small school needs.
I've also noticed on the social media, a lot more of the golf alum are coming around, signing the poster. How great is that to know, while we didn't have necessarily the best success in the past, they're still wanting to come around and be a part of this program in its future?
Yeah, it's huge. And I mean, the women's golf team is young. I mean, next year is the 20th year of the women's golf team. And that's kind of my goal is we have a lot of alum who are still domestic in the U.S., but we have a lot who are international, and social media is a great way for them to keep up with the team and the program and still cheer and support. And we're very fortunate, and I know that we've gotten a lot of messages in the last week that they're really proud to be Warhawks, very proud to be alum. And it's really special kind of having them back, and we love hosting them at the golf house whenever we do get to see them.
Obviously, with success, everyone's always worried, oh, she's going to get plucked away and go to the bigger school. Maybe she goes back to Arkansas State, which, by the way, I still love their individual golf logos that they have. You got to figure out a way to do that at ULM.
I know. I need to get a swinging ace. I'm going to talk to somebody about that. Maybe that'll be a summer project of mine.
I like it. But there's always that concern of you have success and then you're gone. Is that something that you really focus on, or are you content on the Bayou? And if the bigger offer comes, great, we'll look at it and see if it's a good fit. But for now, it's all ULM all the time.
Yeah, I love ULM. And I mean, they took a chance on me when I was 25 years old. 25-year-old Division I college golf coach, and I'm really grateful for that. And like I've said a couple times already, it's a really special place with really special people. And I look at my girls, and they are the reason why I'm here. I mean, I love every single one of them to bits, and I wouldn't be here without them. And I love ULM. I love being a Warhawk. Yeah.
Chase isn't here slacking off as always, but his one question he would have for you is, what's your go-to eats in Monroe? Where's the place that if you're either going solo or you have that big recruit in, hey, we're going to go here?
Well, I have a long list. I love Catahoula's. We bring all of our recruits to Catahoula's, especially if it's a nice night. Pretty sunset on the water, great weather. Shane's incredible. He's a really good friend of mine and a great friend of the program. But then we've got some good Asian food. I actually just left Basil for lunch, some good sushi, some good curry. I love the new Sushi Coco. Lots of good eats here, definitely. I'm still getting used to crawfish. I still haven't really figured out how to eat it yet. I'm 5 years in and I still struggle, but it's just probably because I'm Canadian, but I do love it.
Crawfish isn't a Canadian dish?
No, believe it or not, no.
Awesome stuff. Well, Rachel, I can't thank you enough, Coach Pollock, for stopping by. Best of luck of getting that top 5 in Tallahassee and headed out to California. What are some ways, though, that fans can really try to support the program going forward?
Yeah, follow us on Instagram. We post kind of all of our updates. I know golf is sometimes a difficult sport because we don't play on campus necessarily. But any love that we see on social media, we see it, we read it, we feel it. And obviously, financially, we've got some big things in the works for this team, and not from NIL purposes, but just continuing to improve our facilities, continuing to be able to provide a great student athlete experience for our girls. And that's a big piece of the puzzle for us, for sure.
There was Chase. She talked about, I had to ask because you weren't there, the eats.
The eats.
She's a big Catahoula's fan. She likes the Asian places that are there. Basil, the new sushi place as well.
I haven't tried the new sushi spot. I'm looking forward to it.
So do those really matter as much as Parker opening the show with some good old Delta biscuit, though?
Probably not for you, but Basil's one of my spots, man. They're Cajun fried rice, little maki roll. Oh, son, I can taste it like it was yesterday. People forget the old restaurant, and as I say, I forget what the restaurant was called right by ULM. That was like the first Basil, and then it kind of burnt down, went out of business, and they tore it down. Anyways, God, I'm old. Anyways, I mean, kids start out with Delta biscuits. Pretty. I got Monroe's.
You talk about being old, Chase. You realize I remember studying at the Shoney's.
No, there was no Shoney's when I moved there. No.
All you could eat French toast sticks. What more could you want?
But buffets back then were just different. Maybe because you were in college and I was like 8, but they were just different.
That hurts, Chase.
That reality hurts, doesn't it?
What's your tale from the road? What kind of story do you have? I know you went to go check out the Hype Fest
Baseball.
of the Savannah Bananas. I saw them a couple years ago. An amazing show, and I love what Jesse Cole does of really doing a fan first engagement and over the top engagement of fans. I think that more and more programs, professional, collegiate, minor league, need to read his books and really take pages out of those books.
Yeah, well, I had the pleasure opportunity to go to like my third most hated place, I think, at this point, and that is Kyle Field, College Station. I say it's my third most hated place. I've been there 7 times, I think, 6 or 7 times, and it didn't mean to do that. But It was great, man. The 102,000 people is our largest show ever. The baseball was atrocious. They did, and you know, I guess I don't know if I was expecting to watch good baseball. I don't know if I could say what is good baseball, but maybe even in my shoes, being able to say that it was rough because, you know, there was no left field because the way they did it, like the end of the infield was the net to stop it from hitting the crowd. So it was a blast. They do a great job. You're right with the fan engagement. And at some points, you don't even know what to look at. Do I watch the baseball? Do I watch, you know, Mr. Split out there taking his pants off? Do I watch the best bit of the day, Tibbs? I got to tell you, they scream, who would like a free t-shirt? Of course, the crowd goes nuts, right? And that place is so loud. And I said, who would like a free t-shirt? And he starts throwing out t-shirts, and he throws one out about 5 rows under us. We had some good seats. And the guy opens it up, and it's just a huge pair of tidy whities. It was just the best bit.
SJ, write that down.
Yeah, SJ, write that down. It was fun, man. 102,000 people.
I loved the and I don't know if you got to experience it or not. They have I forget what their name is, but it's like the old ladies that are cheerleaders that dance around.
No, so because they were in Texas, they partnered with the Texas Tailgaters, the team from, I don't know if they're from Austin or Dallas, the team from Texas. And they had the Texas Two-Steppers, actually a professional dance team. They were really good. And then some really, really, really fat guys, like 400 running around, shirts off, slapping bellies. I mean, it was a show. It was a show. And, you know, they don't market it as a baseball game. They market it as a baseball show. And that it definitely was. Behind the back catches, the flip catches, all that was so fun.
So you're saying this did not draw you in anymore to try to be a baseball fan?
No, God, no. Anything, maybe it pushed me towards live theater. I think that's my next step. That might be a cool way to go. Could be the move.
Great stuff. Chase, it was so much fun. We'll do it again soon.
See you soon.
It's so weird. This app shows that my credit score's pretty good, but I couldn't get the car loan.
Are you using myfico.com?
No, it's some other company.
Oh, you should get a MyFICO account instead. FICO scores are the ones used by 90% of lenders, and other credit scores can vary up to 100 points.
That would have been helpful yesterday.
Get the scores lenders use. Get the right FICO credit score for your credit goal, including your FICO scores used for mortgages, auto loans, and credit cards. Visit myfico.com or download the MyFICO app to get started today.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.